Okay, welcome to another tasting session here on The Angle. As you know, Wine Spectator's Top 100 Wines of 2011 was just released, and I wanted to find a cool way to slice and dice the list, specifically when it comes to Italian wines, because that's what I buy for the store. 2009 was a great vintage for Tuscany, but you can't make that blanket statement. There are three distinct parts to it. You've got Chianti Classico, which most people know. You have Montalcino, where Brunello di Montalcino is made, and then you've got the Tuscan coast, which is Bulgari and Maremma. And each has its own distinct microclimate. So we picked three wines from the top 100, each from the different climates, each from 2009 vintage. And I'm going to show you what I think of the wines and the vintage. First one, 2009 Chianti Classico from Castello di Fontarulli. Traditional Chianti Classico. This wine I always find to be very international in style. It's a very sleek, ripe, supple style of Chianti Classico. No rough edges to it. You certainly get that in the nose. It really exudes a lot of really rich, ripe fruit to it. That's really good. It's got the ripeness I told you about, but it has like a nice acidic zing to the finish, which means it's gonna have some good life to it, as well as it's gonna be a great food wine. Next one is a new producer we just started carrying this year, this Rocca di Frassinello, and the wine's called Le Sugare di Frassinello. And it is a blend of Sangiovese and Cabernet and a little bit of Merlot. 2009, this is Maremma, so this is out on the Tuscan coast, very near Bulgari, famous wine from there, Sassicaia, yada yada yada. Wow, really powers a lot of fruit through the nose. To me, that wine is tasting much more international. You really feel the Cabernet component in that. It pushes all the way through the wine with some good acidity on the finish. That's got some oomph on it, some good tannins. That's an impressive wine. Again, both of them already have shown the ripeness of the 2009 vintage, which is why I'm a fan of it. The final wine is from Argiano, a very famous Brunello producer. This is their blended red called Non Confonditur, or NC as a lot of people refer to it if they don't want to butcher it like I just did. And it's got Cab, Merlot, Syrah, and Sangiovese. It's a historical wine to commemorate the history of the estate, 2009 vintage. A little more closed in the nose, but you can see a darkness and fruit in the glass. That's a velvety style red. Not as bright and as pungent as the Rocca di Frassinello, and doesn't have the same polish as the Fontarulli. Has a lot of richness to it from beginning to end, which is going to make this a real interesting food wine. So, as I said, 09 is a great vintage. So real quickly, just to recap the wines that we had. So you've got the Castello di Fontarulli, which in the top 100 was the wine number 49 of the year, and that sells for around 24 bucks a bottle. You have the Rocca di Frassinello, which was number 69 and sells for 25. And then finally the Argiano NC, which sells for about $21 a bottle, is number 46. Three good choices, all different regions within Tuscany for the 09 vintage. Staff's going to love them all. They'll probably each pick different favorites, but that's what makes wine so much fun. So I'm going to taste them and see what they think. Thanks for coming.